Is it a good idea to invest in a new build property? I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. Me personally, I always rather buy old existing property and fix it up. It's like anything that you buy brand new. You buy a brand new Mercedes and drive it off the forecourt and you've already lost value. Oh, you know what? Look out for man. One day I'm going to be a fucking icon, you know. What's an icon? You see a man like Andrew Tate? He's an icon. You could get a child in school to draw the shittest cartoon character ever. No drawing capability whatsoever. As long as that motherfucker's light skin with a bald head, wearing sunglasses, talking about the Matrix is coming for us, you know that motherfucker's Andrew Tate. One day there will be memes and cartoon characters about me. Yeah? There will be a man with a fucking high top with a slit going through his eyebrow and that, talking about blood. Don't buy no fucking Mercedes. Get a property. That would be me. Look out for man, innit? But in terms of buying a new build property, I would always rather buy an existing property, because when you buy something brand new, it could even be a PlayStation. It's going to be worth X, but really and truly, one that is a month old is always going to be worth a little bit less. It's going to be cheaper and that. So you're paying a premium when you buy something that's brand new. Same thing with the cars and that. A car might be 30 grand brand new, fresh out of the showroom. You drive off that forecourt, what's it, lost like 5 or 15%, whatever it is. So buying a new build property, I mean, there's perks, there's pros and there's cons. I remember I've been into them show homes and that. And when they have them new build developments, they'll have like a show home. And I remember I went into one and I've noticed like the banister, you know, the wooden banister that goes up the staircase and that. There was all cracks in that. I'm like, why is it all cracked up and that? They're like, because there's still movements in the ground, the foundation isn't settled and that, you're going to get movement. So you will get little cracks and nonsense like that on the wall. I'm thinking, blood, this is a brand new property. Yeah, I don't want to be waiting for this to be happening in the next year or two. Forget that. So, I mean, buying a brand new property, if that's your only option, then that, do it. But really and truly, why would it be your only option? Me personally, like I said, to save the money, I'd always rather buy a second-hand property. Yeah, it stood the test of time. It stood the test of time. So yeah, the only time I knew of buying a property off plan, buying a brand new property, was a good idea. It was basically in Tottenham. There's a road called Lawrence Road that takes you from Phillip Lane to West Green Road, and I spoke about this before. Basically, they used to have like these old factories and that, where people them used to break in and have like their illegal raves and like a bashment dance or rave and that, and boom. They knocked down those factories, maybe not for that reason, but anyway, they started building properties. Now Tottenham is on the up and coming, and especially it was a couple years ago anyway. They started doing it up, putting money into it, like man seeing Sainsbury's and that pop up and Costa Coffee and all these little coffee shops popping up and that. Anyway, they were selling these flats that they were building. If you bought it off plan, obviously, yeah, do you know what? The only time to buy a brand new build is if you buy it off plan, because then you get it cheaper. That's when it's a good idea. But these properties, if you bought it off plan, obviously you're going to get it at a discounted rate. But even forget about buying it off plan, because Tottenham was such on the up and coming and that, there was people buying a flat for, let's say, 300 grand off plan. By the time it was built, it was worth like 350, 360. It gone up in value so fast because Tottenham was on the up and coming and that. So, me personally, like I said, I'd always rather buy a second-hand existing property. There's no problem with buying an old 1940s, 1800 property and that it stood the test of time. These properties nowadays, man, they're like cardboard boxes. They're just throwing them up. I've seen them videos there. There's man that have TikTok accounts just based on going around doing snags, and the work is shocking. So yeah, man, I'll always buy an existing property, man. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying no brand new property. Anyway, man, that's it.